A horrific video circulating online appears to show women and children being blindfolded and executed at point-blank range by men dressed as soldiers in Cameroon. Cameroon's military has denied its soldiers were involved in a video that appears to show women with small children being blindfolded and shot dead as suspected Boko Haram suicide bombers. Shared well over 90,000 times on Twitter, the shaky video shows two women, one with an infant strapped to her back, being led by a group of men in military uniform across a patch of dusty scrubland. "You are going to die," said one French-speaking man in aviator sunglasses and khaki attire, hitting a woman across the face. BH is short for Boko Haram, which for 9 years has been fighting to carve out an Islamic caliphate centered in northern Nigeria. The women are blindfolded and told to sit down alongside their children. Reuters was unable to verify the authenticity of the video, including when and where it was filmed. Share this article. Share the graphic video circulating on social media caused an outcry and condemnation by groups including Amnesty International. It again raised concerns about alleged military abuses as Cameroon combats Boko Haram extremists in the north along the Nigerian border and Anglophone separatists in parts of the west. Cameroon's President Paul Biya has ordered an investigation, government spokesman Issa Chiroma Bakary said. Bakary said the men in the footage appeared not to be Cameroonian army soldiers. Their weapons and uniforms were not standard issue for the Cameroonian army in the north, he said. Bakary called the Central African nation's military professional and said the camouflage uniforms in the video were fabricated with the intention of destroying its reputation. The video is nothing but an unfortunate attempt to distort actual facts and intoxicate the public. Its sincerity can be easily questioned, Bakary told journalists late on Wednesday, describing the clip as fake news and an act of gross misinformation. He added the combat uniforms used by the Cameroonian army in such circumstances are standard combat suits, namely heavy helmets, bulletproof vests and ranger's boots. This is obviously not the case in the video. The weapons displayed by the alleged soldiers presented in the video are not those used by the Cameroonian army in this area of operation. Military spokesman Didier Badjic also disavowed the video. It indicates how much our enemies are at work to distract the attention of the soldiers, Badjic said. Cameroon is signatory to international treaties and conventions and knows what it means to respect human dignity at war. Amnesty International, however, said its own investigation has gathered credible evidence that it was Cameroonian soldiers depicted in a video carrying out the horrific extrajudicial executions of 2 women and 2 young children. The human rights group said analysis of the weapons, dialogue and uniforms, along with witness testimonies, all strongly suggest that the perpetrators of the executions are Cameroonian soldiers. The government's denial simply doesn't stand up to scrutiny, it said. Given the gravity of these horrific acts, the cold-blooded and calculated slaughter of women and young children, these hasty and dismissive denials cast serious doubt over whether any investigation will be genuine, said Samira Daoud, deputy director of Amnesty International's West Africa office. It is imperative that a proper, impartial investigation is undertaken, and those responsible for these abhorrent acts are brought to justice. Amnesty International in a report last year said the military brutally tortured Boko Haram suspects and held them incommunicado in illegal detention facilities. A separate Amnesty report this year accused both Cameroon's military and armed separatists fighting for the independence of English-speaking regions of using unnecessary and excessive force. The Cameroonian army is fighting insurgencies on two fronts against Anglophone separatists in the heavily forested west and Boko Haram in the arid north. Rights groups have accused the army of mistreating civilians and opposition fighters, charges the army and the government deny. Last year, Amnesty International said the army tortured suspected Boko Haram fighters. In the English-speaking western regions, soldiers have burned villages and killed civilians as they try to quell a growing secessionist movement, according to local residents contacted by Reuters earlier this year. The army rejected those accusations and said it respected human rights. The conflicts have been destabilizing factors in the cocoa and oil-producing country, which has been run by Biya for 36 years. Cameroon's security is a growing issue as the country faces elections in October. It is not yet clear whether Biya, who has been in power for 35 years, will run again.